Welcome back to the series. I'm Travis Luther, 2025 Princeton Brush Ambassador. In the past few videos, we've been working on this 3D painting. In the first video, we used the red line body of brushes in order to block in large areas, create clouds and large blends. In the second video, we put up my second 3D piece. We did our foliage with our Umbria body of brushes and a series of different brushes in order to create leaves, sticks, and other foliage in the background. I like to leave this area suggestive because it's further back in the painting and it gives you a little depth perception. In this video, we're going to be working with the Select series of brushes, the blue handles. I'm using this in maybe 1 to 2 different shapes and multiple sizes, and we're going to be working on our third layer in the 3D painting. This third layer has what's called Spartina grass in the top, and that's something we're used to here in Northeast Florida when we're fishing for redfish. I'm going to be painting the grass, and then I'm going to split here and do a little underwater scene. In the underwater scene, I will have a redfish. We'll paint this in another video, and then I will also have a nice white ibis. He's going to go up here somewhere, and we're going to detail him out in another video as well. Today, we're going to focus on this grass, get it painted in with the Select series of brushes, and also our underwater area. I'm starting off by marking out my water line. This is what's going to separate my grass area from my underwater scene. For this, I'm using the Select 1-inch flat wash. This is the P3750 FW-100. Once I have my water line marked out, I'm going to start blocking in my main undertones and darker colors to start my grass section at the top of this piece. Also use the 1-inch brush to block in my underwater area. Once I've completed that, then I'll start going in and adding bigger sections of the grass with this larger brush. I'll switch to smaller brushes later, but we'll cover that as we get to them. So I'm starting to build up details in this layer, and as I go, I'm going to be using the Select flat shader and flat wash brushes in various sizes. This is the number 12, and I'll start working more opaque and more specific as I go to create my grass. So I'm going to take the number 12 here, I'm going to start putting in select pieces of grass and slowly building up detail progressively. This is the number 12 flat shader in the Select series. It is the P3750 FS-12. This brush is my first step down and to start creating detail in the grass. Of course, I'll go progressively smaller and lighter with the brushes, but I'm also going to use this to start creating reflections underneath in the water. All right, that's it for this section of the painting. I got my grass line finished, and underneath my water section, I will have a water line that covers this whole area here. That's kind of why it looks unfinished. But for this entire section, I use the Princeton Select. I use the larger flat wash and then some of the smaller flat shader brushes in order to complete this here. The thing I like about these brushes is they're still pretty firm, but they have soft bristles. I can be rough on them, I can be hard on there, and they're a great price point brush to where I can do lots of work with them and not regret beating them up.